Good evening, residents of Pitt County. We're happy to have you join us for our meeting tonight, those in the audience and those at home. I'd like to call this meeting to order, and we'll have the invocation presented by roll call. Roll call. I'm sorry. It wasn't on the thing. Roll call. Let's do the roll call. I'm sorry. Okay, could we have 8 out of 9, could we get a motion about Commissioner White? A motion to excuse Commissioner White was by Melvin McLaughlin, second by Commissioner McLaughlin, and second by Commissioner Smith. Let's vote, please, to excuse her. Motion passed. We will now please stand for the invocation. Would you like to introduce your guests?
Yeah, Open Door Pastor Mike Atkins, please. Glad to have you with us.
Let's pray together. Father God, we thank you so much for tonight. Thank you so much for each board member here. God, we ask that you would give them special revelation, special wisdom. God, as we all yield to you tonight, God, would you be with us in our conversation as we make decisions, as we hear voices, as we hear stories, each constituent that is represented here. God, would you bless them? God, would you help decisions be made tonight in light of your word, in light of your love? We ask that you would help us to govern tonight while also submitting to your governing authority. We thank you so much for it. We pray in expectation that you are with us in all that we do, in all that we say, in all the actions that we take. It's in the name of the Lord Jesus we all pray and we all say, amen.
Amen. We will now have Pledge of Allegiance from a student out of Farmville Center.
Good evening.
Please introduce yourself.
Good evening. My name is Hunter Winslow. I'm a senior at Farmville Central High School, and I'm also the chapter president at our Farmville Central chapter. Thank you for allowing me to be here, and let's start our Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank y'all so much for having me. Y'all have a wonderful rest of your day.
Thank you. May be seated. I'd like to extend a welcome to the students here from East Carolina University tonight, Department of Sociology. You want to stand and give us a wave? And then we thank you. We have students here from medical. We have 2 here from medical. Sports medicine and nursing school. Thank you for visiting us. They came to observe us as we linger with the business of the county. Next, we need approval of agenda.
Madam Chair, move to approve the agenda.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Nunley, second by Commissioner Holloman to approve the agenda. Please vote. Get tongue-tied, right. Okay. Public addresses to the board, Madam
You have
Manager?
no one signed up to speak.
No one signed up to speak. We have presentations.
We'll go down front. We'll start with Employee of the Month, if Ashley Parker would come forward. You can come and stand right on that black dot. And I'm going to come on this side of you, and the chairwoman will come on that side of you.
Yeah. Well, then don't turn it back on the man.
Didn't know which side I was going on.
Okay.
Tonight it is my pleasure to recognize Ashley Parker as our September Employee of the Month. present him with a certificate of recognition that reads Employee of the Month for September 2023, presented to Ashley Parker, Management Information Systems, in recognition of your dedication and exemplary service to Pitt County government and the citizens we serve. This was a well-earned reward. Ashley's nominator said that he was hired in June of 2021 as an IT support request coordinator. Within that time period, Ashley served the service area, lost a great deal of experience in a short amount of time. And from the time Ashley began employment until the final vacancy was filled, he worked diligently to learn all the ropes, embraced change, and demonstrated great customer service, all while participating in hiring and training staff, said your nominator. Went the extra mile, embodies those characteristics that we embrace and appreciate for excellent exemplary county employees. And for that, the chairwoman will present you with this certificate and a $100 check to thank you for your service.
Here's the certificate. And here's your check.
Thank you, Al.
And we'll pose for a picture.
Do you have anything to say?
I will say that it's been a journey since I started, because like the county manager said, that I did lose pretty much everybody in my department due to retirement that was under me, so I had to actually learn a lot very quickly. So it's been a ride.
Thank you,
Thank
thank
you.
you.
Did it very well.
We have
Thank you
great-
so much.
Thank you.
Thank you for
Okay.
being here. Next one. The next one we have, if Jay Morris from Emergency Management will come forward. The chairwoman has signed for our next presentation a proclamation recognizing National Fire Prevention Week as October 8th to 14th, 2023. And this proclamation reads, whereas the County of Pitt is committed to ensuring the safety and security of all those living in and visiting our county, and whereas fire is a serious public safety concern both locally and nationally, and homes are the location where people are at greatest risk from fire. And whereas home fires killed more than 2,800 people in the United States in 2021, according to the National Fire Protection Association, and fire departments in the United States responded to 338,000 home fires. And whereas cooking is the leading cause of home fires in the United States, and fire departments responded to more than 166,400 annually between 2016 and 2020, cooking fires. Whereas 2 of every 5 home fires start in the kitchen, with 31% of these fires resulting from unattended cooking. And whereas more than half of reported non-fatal home cooking fire injuries occurred when the victims tried to fight the fire themselves. And whereas children under 5 face a higher risk of non-fire burns associated with cooking than being burned in a cooking fire. And whereas Pitt County's residents should turn pot handles toward the back of the stove, always keep a lid nearby when cooking, keep a 3-foot kid-free zone around the stove, oven, and other things that could get hot, watch what you heat, and set a timer to remind them that they are cooking. And whereas residents who have planned and practiced a home fire escape plan are more prepared and will therefore be more likely to survive a fire. And whereas working smoke alarms cut the risk of dying in reported home fires almost in half. And whereas Pitt County's first responders are dedicated to reducing the occurrence of home fires and home fire injuries through prevention and protection education. And whereas Pitt County's residents are responsive to public education measures and are able to take personal steps to increase their safety from fire, especially in their homes. And whereas the 2023 Fire Prevention Week theme, Cooking Safety Starts With You, pay attention to fire prevention, effectively serves to remind us to stay alert and use caution when cooking to reduce the risk of kitchen fires. Now therefore, we, the Pitt County Board of Commissioners, do hereby proclaim October 8th through 14th, 2023 as Fire Prevention Week throughout this county, and we urge all the people of Pitt County to check their kitchens for fire hazards and use safe cooking practices during Fire Prevention Week 2023 and support the many public safety activities and efforts of Pitt County's fire and emergency services. Adopted this the 25th day of September 2023, signed by Mary Perkins Williams, Chairwoman, attested by Kimberly Hines, Clerk to the Board, and presented by the Chairwoman to our Fire Marshal, Jay Morris.
We are so happy to have you, and you're presence did give us good information as it relates to fire and cooking. Thank you so much for all you do for the citizens of Pitt County, and we appreciate it. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. Our next proclamation this evening is with Manufacturing Day and Week. If Wayne Rollins from Economic Development would come forward. Wayne Rollins is our existing industries coordinator in Pitt County Economic Development. You can stand right on the black line.
Welcome.
And today we present Wayne with a proclamation for Manufacturing Day and Week. October 6th being Manufacturing Day and October 6th to the 13th, 2023 being that week. And this reads, whereas Pitt County is the home of more than 100 manufacturing companies with a workforce of nearly 7,000, or 8% of our total workforce, producing a diverse range of products including pharmaceuticals, plastics, forklifts, engineered fiber, value-added agriculture, boats, and more. And whereas manufacturing is the largest contributor to Pitt County's gross domestic product, adding over $1.9 billion into the economy, which is more than 20% of the total GDP. And whereas 6 of the largest taxpayers in Pitt County are manufacturers. And whereas manufacturers in Pitt County have announced more than $1 billion in capital investments and more than 3,000 new jobs over the past decade. And whereas the average manufacturing wage in Pitt County is $71,798, which is 25% higher than the overall county average wage. Now therefore be it resolved that the Pitt County Board of Commissioners, 1, recognizes the significant contributions of our manufacturing sector, which include employing our citizens with quality jobs and benefits, increasing our tax base through their expansions to assure that the county can provide necessary services, giving back to our communities through philanthropic and volunteer efforts, and enhancing our economic stability and growth. 2, strongly support our manufacturing sector, and we are committed to helping manufacturers continue to thrive in an industry-friendly environment. Now, therefore, we celebrate manufacturers on National Manufacturing Day, October 6th, and National Manufacturing Week, October 6th to the 13th, 2023, signed this 25th day of September 2023 by Chairwoman Mary Perkins Williams.
Thank you so very much. And to all the manufacturers in Pitt County, we appreciate the business that you do here, and we look forward to keeping you. Thank you. Would you like to say something?
We've got a lot of activities planned for the week of October 6th, so check your newspaper. I can't think of them all, but there's a lot of great things. We have a forklift rodeo actually on the 6th. We have a Better Skills, Better Jobs on the 5th, and we have our industry reception on the 4th. So come out and join us. Thank you so
Where would the forklift rodeo be?
It's going to be at Pitt Community College.
Okay, thank you.
All right,
You good?
picture.
Thank
you so
you.
much.
Glad you read that.
And we have one last proclamation this evening. If Matt Stevens and Lauren Dale would come forward on behalf of 4-H. And we've got 2 black slots you can stand on. This last proclamation is for National 4-H Week, October 1st through the 7th, 2023. And it reads, National 4-H Week Proclamation. Whereas 4-H youth across the nation are leading efforts to solve problems in their communities and make a difference for their futures. And whereas 4-H is the largest youth development organization in North Carolina and the largest in the nation with over 6 million participants. And whereas 4-H in North Carolina claims 260,000 youth members and 13,000 volunteers, while Pitt County 4-H program numbers more than 3,000 participants and more than 50 volunteers. And whereas 4-H, as part of the North Carolina Cooperative Extension System of the NC State University and NC State University, is a program where youth learn through opportunities that provide them hands-on experiences in 4-H's mission, mandates of science, engineering, and technology, healthy living, and citizenship. And whereas 4-H has connected youth and their communities with the innovative research and resources from our nation's 112 land-grant universities and colleges for more than 118 years. Now, therefore, the Pitt County Board of Commissioners does hereby proclaim October 1 through 7, 2023, as National 4-H Week in Pitt County. We urge the people in this county to take advantage of the opportunity to become more aware of this special program that enhances our young people's interests in their futures as part of Pitt County 4-H youth development, and to join us in recognizing the unique partnership between our county and the state university system. Adopted this 25th day of September 2023, signed by Chairwoman Mary Perkins Williams and presented to Cooperative Extension Director and title Lauren Dale, whose title changed, or position just changed. 4-H agent, and was recently promoted in that position for the excellent job that she does day in and day out, especially with this program.
I'd like to thank all of you for what you do with the Cooperative Extension. I'm a product of 4-H, and I hear it all the time from Mildred Council, from the district, and 4-H is a product that we cannot do without. Thank you so much for what you do, and you want to give it, and if you want to say something afterward, it'll be all right.
Could we invite our 4-Hers to
Sure, you got some 4-Hers here?
we have some 4-Hers. Would you like to come forward?
You can come forward. We're not going to have you speak. Come on up, Mrs. Council. And they want the 4-Hers who are here to come and be a part of the picture. That would be fine. Come on.
Come on, line up. Mildred, if you'll get to the
Oh,
side,
yeah.
and our
Don't
4-Hers
be
come
shy.
right on the
Come
front.
on. There you go. Turn around. Turn around. There, yeah. There you go. That's wonderful. Excited. Okay. Did you get them all? Can you get them all? Well, you need to shift there. You move a little bit here. Am I short? I am. That's okay. Let's come a little closer. How about that? All right. That's good.
All set.
Would you like to say something?
Just thank you for the continued support to all of our volunteers and our staff that helps us put on the programs. We're going to have a lot of fun things coming up this fall, and we hope that everyone takes a chance to check us out. We're doing lots of good things.
Yes.
Thank you.
I remember the pigs.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Yes,
We are 26
thank
years
you.
old this year, the Pitt County All-Star Sports Club, and they're scattered this evening in all
Thank you.
kinds of school activities.
Thank you.
That's all we've got.
Okay. All right. Proclamations are over, and now we're at items for report.
Madam Chairwoman, I'm pleased to introduce two of our newer town managers who've taken time out of their busy schedules to come meet the Board of Commissioners this evening. So first, if you'll allow, we'll call up Scott Howard, the new town manager in
Please join us at the
Ayden.
podium. Welcome to Pitt County.
Thank you, thank you. I would just like to say I'm glad to be in Pitt County. And also, I've always worked in municipalities and always had good relationships with the county government, but I've been really impressed with Pitt County. It was probably my first day. Janice had reached out to me, and we, along with Kelly Andrews, have a regular schedule where we meet and share opportunities, economic mostly. And Janice is just a great asset, and so is Kelly Andrews. And I'm really proud of the county for hiring such good folks. And I believe this is going to be one of those synergistic things where 2 and 2 can equal 5. Thank you.
Thank you.
And then from the town of Grifton, we have their new manager, Orion Lowry.
Please come forward, Mr. Lowry.
Thank you. Ms. Janice, thank you very much for the invitation. I'm down in Grifton. It's a little town south of here, about 15 miles, just in case everyone, just wanted to make sure. I feel like I deserve a proclamation because being a town manager in a small town, you wear several different hats. I mean, I could sit here and justify doing economic development. I can sit here and justify doing IT, hooking up computers. I can sit here and justify 4-H because I worked with the USDA for 7 years, so I bring a wealth of knowledge. I worked with FEMA for a couple of years in emergency management. So I'd love that next time I come, I'd love to have a proclamation presented to me. That'd be great. But thank you. I'm here to work. I'm here to, I wish I could have brought my beautiful wife with me as well. She's at home with my 10-year-old, my 7-year-old, and they're middle school, so they're down in Robeson County. Where I'm trying to get everything squared away so we can fully move up here and become lifetime residents of Pitt County. And for a workable, if you know anyone that can cut down some trees, I recently got a quote to cut down one tree for $7,500. So if you know anybody that's reasonable, I need one tree cut down, and it's a nuisance to the town. But thank you for allowing me to come up, and I look forward to a working relationship. Thank you.
Well, if there's anyone out in the audience or out in the general public who knows how to cut down a tree without any hazard,
Yes.
call the manager
Call
in
Senator.
Grifton, North Carolina. He would love to have you call him.
So, Madam Chairwoman, we are, as we say to all town managers, we are stronger together. And so I appreciate these gentlemen
Absolutely.
coming forward and continuing to work cooperatively for the good of all the folks that we serve.
Absolutely. We're going to hear some great things from him. Next, Mr. Russell Hill, tax collection report. Good afternoon, Mr. Hill.
Good afternoon, Madam Chair, Commissioners, and Manager Gallagher. This evening, I bring to you the August 2023 collection report. The Pitt County fiscal year to date, July 1, 2023 through August 31st, 2023, combined collection rate for real and personal property was 61.31%. The combined rate 1 year ago for real and personal property was 62.55%. Pitt County Tax Administration continues to pursue all outstanding taxes using the necessary remedies available through the North Carolina General Statutes. If there are no questions, it's my recommendation to approve the August 2023 collection report as presented.
Are there any questions from the board?
Motion to approve.
Motion by Commissioner McLaughlin, second by Commissioner Smith to approve this.
Thank you.
Vote, please. Commissioner Ward, vote, please.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought I had done that. Thank you.
Thank you. Motion passed unanimously. We now have Mr. Sam Croom.
Good evening, Madam Chair, Commissioners, Manager Gallagher. Tonight I bring you the August 2023 finance report for the General Fund, Solid Waste Fund, and EMS Fund. We are 2 months into the fiscal year. At this point are 16.7% of the year. For the General Fund, we have collected 33.8% of anticipated revenues and spent 15.9% of the budgeted expenditures. For solid waste, we have collected 46.6% and spent 11.7%. For the EMS fund, we have collected 38.4% and spent 15.9%. If you have any questions, I'd be happy to answer them. If not, it's my recommendation for a motion to approve the finance report as
Are
presented.
there any questions of Mr. Croom?
Move to approve.
Motion from Commissioner Huggins
Second it.
and second by Commissioner Ward. Let's vote, please. Madam Clerk, those present, unanimous. Madam Manager.
Yes, I have a few items for your manager's report this evening. Your next meeting dates, October 16th and November 6th. And just remember that for the month of October, you only have one meeting that month. Item B, the existing industries reception for Pitt County manufacturers, as you just heard from Wayne Rollins, will be October 4th from 5:30 to 7 p.m. at the Hilton, and all board members are encouraged to attend. Third item, the Better Skills, Better Jobs Fair. You did a proclamation at your last meeting for that event, will be October 5th, and it's a breakfast for all commissioners who can attend at 8:45 in the morning at the Greenville Convention Center. I'll be presenting the proclamation and making welcoming remarks at that event. And then item D, I wanted to provide a few updates on elections. The last time we were together, the board had asked for what the county was doing to help educate folks on voter ID. And so this graph in front of you, this picture in front of you, talks about some of the things that we've done so far. We have advertised the requirements of voter ID on Pitt TV, the county website, the newspaper, and in social media. We've had flyers out about voter ID, being asked to show photo ID when voting for the upcoming municipal election and going forward. We've listed acceptable forms of ID and what to do if you don't have an ID with you. You can still vote, but it will be a provisional ballot. And you'll recall at your last meeting, anybody who's employed by Pitt County government, we went through the steps to be sure that your county ID badge serves as an acceptable voter ID. And if a member of the public works for an employer and wants to find out if their work ID badge is accepted as a voter ID, you can go to the State Board of Elections website and it lists all approved employers. Secondly, if there aren't any questions about voter ID, I'll move on. We've told you about the I Voted sticker campaign, and we love keeping the community engaged in Pitt County, especially our youth. And normally, if you go vote, you receive a flag sticker that says I voted. This year, the Board of Elections did a contest and selected 2 winners of youth in our community to create a more exciting I Voted sticker. And the winners were Madeline Berman and Taylor Smithson, and you can see their designs on the screen. There was also a poster, a My Vote poster design winner, Sherry White, and those winners are listed on your screen. So I think they might still have some of the old traditional flags, but as an extra incentive to get out your vote in the municipal election this year, you'll get a special sticker from this year's contest winners. Also related to elections, the next open house, they've had a series of open houses at their new location on 1800 North Green Street, Suite C. The last in their open house series is September 27th, this Wednesday, from 4:30 to 6 o'clock. If you have not been there, go check it out. The facilities are beautiful. I will say we're still waiting on some exterior signage to make it more visible from the street. And thanks to some efforts of James Rhodes and others on our senior leadership team, we'll also have some road signage that DOT is working with us on to direct people there from the major thoroughfares as well. And then lastly, with regard to elections, this is a municipal election year. One-stop early voting begins October 19th and continues through November 4th, 2023. So our Board of Election staff continues to be hard at work to get that out. Moving on, the NACO, National Association of Counties, I Love My County Because art contest, which we do every year. Pitt County typically has a significant number of winners. That artwork is due September 29th, 2023, and we have reminded public schools, and I know the word's been out there for private schools, homeschool students, any youth student who wants to participate in the I Love My County Because art contest can go to the NACO, National Association of Counties website to get information on where to submit that art. We've had about 7 winners and then a couple of honorable mentions in the last 2 years. And it's always wonderful to go to the national conference and see Pitt County students' artwork on display for the whole nation to appreciate. I'm going to add one that's not on my printed list, and that's to remind folks or let folks know that Earl Trevathan, the physician who most people say he's delivered a lot of babies.
Oh, yes.
And who is the namesake of our Pitt County Public Health Center, will celebrate his 100th birthday this Friday. And so within the chairwoman's discretion, she will prepare a letter that can be delivered to him this week on his 100th birthday. And then lastly, I wanted to provide a brief report on pretrial services. And I'm going to jog your memory all on this one for a little bit. Prior to budget this year, so in about May, the board received a report written by Jessica Ireland with the Center for Effective Public Policy. And it was a multi-page report, and we can send out copies again to refresh your memory before this comes back at your next meeting. but she had recommendations for a pretrial services program within Pitt County. For some of you who attended one of the NCACC conferences several years ago, we toured the pretrial services division in Durham County, and pretrial services programs have been expanding throughout the state. And Pitt County currently does not have a pretrial services program. You may also recall that this program was strongly supported by our resident Superior Court Judge Marvin Blunt, and he continues to have a strong desire to see a pretrial services program implemented in Pitt County. So last year you funded the study. That's the study that you received the final report in May of this year. This year you budgeted half-year funding toward implementation. So this is coming back to you as part of my report now to say if you desire to move forward at this time, the next step in the process, as recommended by this Center for Effective Policy report, is to appoint a policy committee, which is made up of stakeholders. And it's recommended that the committee be 8 to 10 members. And at this time, if the board desires to move forward with pretrial services, I would recommend that working with the county attorney, he take the lead on the initiative and bring back a recommended makeup of an 8 to 10 member board at your next meeting. You can, if the board is in agreement, you can then advertise those positions, except for those that are ex officio or position specific, because the sheriff, for example, would have to have a seat, the district court judge, the superior court judge, but there would also be some at-large members as well. If based on that recommendation, the board can then advertise for those positions and make those appointments prior to year's end, then that policy committee can bring back recommendations to the Board of Commissioners as to what and how to implement a pretrial services program within Pitt County within your established budget. CEPP, that Center for Effective Public Policy, also has a grant available to assist with guiding the policy committee. And if the board forms this committee, we can seek that financial assistance to keep Jessica Ireland and her team at the table to guide us through the process. Happy to answer any questions this evening. This is really just kind of your precursor to next meeting, where we'll bring back a recommendation to appoint the policy committee or to bring back a recommendation to establish the seats on the policy committee that can then be advertised and appointed. If there's questions or any objections or support, I'll hear it.
Let's hear your feelings.
I certainly support that, and I think we need it. And as the manager said, our senior resident judge supports this, and certainly I think we should support it and move forward with it.
Is there anyone on this board who disagrees? Then, of course, we'd like to have the recommendation that our in-service attorney follow up on this suggestion and recommendation.
Do you need a motion?
I'll do that.
I don't need
No,
a motion.
okay.
I will next meeting, and I'll continue to work with Brian. I've just forwarded him today the full CEPP report, the grant opportunity, and he and I will get together and bring this back to you for next meeting. That's all that I have.
Thank you, Madam Manager. I'd like to say to you in the audience and the people at home, if you like to know how to get to the voting place, you can put it in your GPS. We have an address. You put in 1800 North Green Street, Suite C, Greenville, North Carolina, and the lady in the sky should guide you there. So you can find the Voter Education Center for Pitt County. We will move on. I
Motion
need
to
a
approve.
motion on the items for consent.
Motion to approve consent as in.
Motion by Commissioner McLaughlin, second by Commissioner Nunley. Let's vote. The items for consent approved, Madam Clerk. We'll move on to items for discussion. Mr. Russell Hill.
Good evening again. Tonight, I come before you to go over the reappraisal, 2024 reappraisal schedule of values. North Carolina General Statute 105-317 defined the 3 requirements to adopt the 2024 Schedule of Values. At your first meeting on August 21st, you completed step 1 of the process. Since that time, the Schedule of Values has been on display for the public in various locations throughout Pitt County. At your September the 11th meeting, you completed step 2, the public hearing of the process. And tonight, I'm requesting that the board go over step 3, which is to adopt the Schedule of Values and issue an order stating that the 2024 Schedule of Values have been adopted. That order will run in the Daily Reflector for 4 consecutive weeks after your adoption.
All right, I need a motion.
I make a motion that we do step 3 and also the schedule of values be adopted.
Motion by Commissioner Ward, second by
Second.
Commissioner Holloman. Vote, please.
Thank you.
Motion passed unanimous, Madam Clerk. Contract award, Mr. Tim Cordley.
Good evening again, Madam Chairman, members of the board. This is what we discussed recently at our workshop. This is the first project that was bid out. It is the courthouse renovation project, which, as I stated before, includes the renovation of the old Register of Deeds space as well as the addition of an additional district court room. We had 3 bidders on the project. Hudson Brothers Construction Company was the low bid with a bid of $1.2 million. I'm asking for approval for the manager to sign the contract once it's ready to go.
Any questions? Motion, please.
Motion approved.
Motion by Commissioner Nunley, second by Commissioner McLaughlin. Let's vote, please. Unanimous, Madam Clerk. Next item, contract for professional services. Mr. Rose.
Good evening, Madam Chair, members of the board. I'm pleased to be here tonight with you, but I've also have with me Alice King, our Recreation Projects Coordinator, and we're both really excited about bringing forward to you, this is coming straight out of our budget for this year, consulting firm to assist with our long-range comprehensive Parks and Recreation Plan. I'll probably mention it's a land use plan 2 or 3 times in the presentation, but this is a park and recreation plan, and this is not the first time we've been through this. We've done it several times past, but we have done it pretty much with just a little assistance through the university and Alice and her group and my group trying to work together to get it all pulled together. This time we're really excited that you provided funding to bring in a consulting group that would help with that. So we've been through a process of selecting a particular contractor. We had 6 different groups to provide their responses. We interviewed 3. They were all very good, but we have selected McGill and Associates out of Raleigh. We believe this group has a lot of great experience that's going to give us a fantastic product to show with these 2 new community centers that you've just approved or will approve hopefully very soon with the contracts for that we can actually have them appropriately staffed and certainly have the programs needed to serve our citizens. So with that, tonight we're asking that you provide authorization to the county manager to sign this contract up to the amount that's allocated in this year's budget. Welcome any questions you have.
Any questions from the board? Motion, please.
Motion to authorize the county manager to execute.
Motion by Commissioner Nunley, second by Commissioner Huggins. Let's vote.
Thank you.
Unanimous, Madam Clerk. Next item, contract award for county office park community centers.
Yeah, so this item is the bid for the Pitt County Office Park Community Center Gymnasium. This project was bid out, and we had 9 bidders on this project, the low bidder being J.M. Thompson, with a total bid of $6,950,400. As stated in the workshop, these will be a combination of ARPA dollars as well as some general fund appropriations. We'll come back with a budget amendment, I'm sure, at a later meeting to handle that, that business. But tonight, asking for approval for the county manager to sign the contract with J.M. Thompson for that amount.
Any questions? Motion, please.
Motion to approve.
Motion by
Second.
Commissioner McLaughlin, second by Commissioner Smith. Let's vote. Unanimous, Madam Clerk. Next, we have Mr. Corley. Yeah, we got you again, Mr. Corley.
All right, great.
All right,
Good to
let's
see you
talk.
again. Item three, this is the third bid approval asking for this evening is the Alice King Park Community Center and Gymnasium. Again, this project was bid out. We had 7 bidders on the project, the low bidder being Hudson Brothers Construction with a bid of $7,325,550. Again, these monies will be a combination of ARPA dollars as well as fund balance that we discussed in the workshop. Asking for, again, approval of the county manager to sign the contract with Hudson Brothers Construction.
Any questions for Mr. Corley? Let's get a motion.
I move.
Motion by Commissioner Huggins, second by Commissioner
Seconded.
Ward. Let's vote. Motion passed unanimous, Madam Clerk. Now we have the manager up for the next all items.
Yes, your next 5 items are appointments. Beginning on page 206, your first one is you need to appoint an individual to fill a vacant alternate seat and a vacant ETJ seat on the Greenville Planning and Zoning Board. The applicants are in your packet, and the city of Greenville does not make a recommendation on this, but you'll need to name 2 people.
Madam Chair, I'd like to nominate Michael Best for the Greenville Planning and Zoning.
And we vote for him as,
You can do it as a motion or as a nomination if anybody wants to second it. If not, you can listen for further nominations.
Yeah.
I'll second.
Okay?
all in favor, let it be known by voting. Unanimous, Madam Clerk.
And that will fill the vacant seat, and then you need to fill an alternate seat for that same board
All right, alternate.
from that same pool of candidates.
Was Minnie Anderson in that one?
Now, she's on the Pitt County, right? Minnie?
Yes,
Yeah.
she is.
Yeah.
Okay.
Your choices are Maurice Bain, you've just appointed Michael Best, Lisa Ellison, Logan Harrison, Rebecca Houston, Minnie Johnson Anderson, Thomas Lowry, Michelle Marston, Tanya Mile, Christopher Woods.
I'll nominate Michelle Marston.
Michelle Marston has been nominated. Any objection? Let's vote. We approve, is unanimous. Next, Madam
Okay, your
Manager.
next appointment is to the Greenville Board of Adjustment. This also does not have a recommendation from the city. You need to appoint one alternate, you actually have to appoint an alternate ETJ member and a regular ETJ member, so you need to appoint 2 for this one as well.
Okay, Madam Chair, I'd like to appoint Logan Harrison.
Logan Harrison has been nominated. Any more? Let's vote, please. We accepted Logan Harrison.
And then you need a second one for the alternate seat from that pool.
Okay, let's see.
Let's see. Tonya Meyer, is that Tanya? Is that the same one?
Your choices for this one are Lisa Ellison, Logan Harrison, Michelle Marston, and Stacy Moy.
Michelle Marston,
Stacy Moore.
who?
Stacy Moore.
Okay, Stacy has been nominated. Let's vote. Unanimous.
Okay.
Okay, did I miss anything? Are you still on?
Those are those, yes. Your next appointment is an easier one. This is for the ECU Medical Center Board of Trustees. It is suggested that you move to appoint Mr. Phil Gibbs to the ECU Health Medical Center Board of Trustees to fill an unexpired term that will end March 1st, 2025.
I move. I second it.
Motion by Commissioner Huggins, second by Commissioner Ward. Let's vote, please. Unanimous, Madam Clerk.
The next one are reappointments and appointments to the Pitt County Planning Board. For this one, it is suggested that you reappoint Fred Austin and Minnie Johnson Anderson for additional terms that will expire September 30th, 2026. And then you also need to identify an individual to replace R.J. Hemby with a term that will also expire September 30th, 2026. So if you want to break that to make it easier, the first one you would need would be a motion to reappoint Fred Austin and Minnie Johnson
So
Anderson.
moved.
Motion by Commissioner
Second.
McLaughlin, second by Commissioner Huggins. Let's vote, please. Nomination is accepted as presented.
And then for the open seat, it is
Unanimous.
a District 3 attribute, and your eligible candidates are in your packet.
Madam Chair, I'd like to nominate Lisa Allison from District 3.
Lisa Allison, any objection? Let's vote, please. Unanimous, Madam Clerk. Next item.
You have an appointment to the Pitt County Farm and Food Council, and it's suggested that you appoint Ryan Webb to the Pitt County Farm and Food Council with a term that will expire September 25th, 2026.
Madam Chair, I move that we appoint Ryan Webb.
Commissioner Huggins, make the
Second.
offer of the person. Second by Commissioner Nunley. Let's vote, please. Madam Clerk, unanimous.
That's all that I have.
We're at the point where the commissioners' comments
No
or
comments tonight,
report on
thank you.
any committee that you'd like to bring up.
Not tonight.
Commissioner Ward, none.
No comment.
Commissioner Holloman, none.
No comment.
No comment. Commissioner Nunley and Commissioner Mark Smith.
No comments.
Commissioner McLaughlin.
No comment.
No?
Commissioner Huggins.
No?
Commissioner Colson.
No comment.
We made it through the storm. We're blessed. I need a motion.
Motion adjourned.
We
Second.
move to adjourn by Commissioner Nunley, seconded by Commissioner McLaughlin. We vote. Let's go home. Drive.